Welcome to my horrible drawing progress. So I have barely drawn anything in my life, but all day today I've been trying to draw different characters. Here's my attempt at Link from Legend of Zelda, a horrible attempt of Jude Duarte from The Cruel Prince. I was mostly pleased with this last one here, but now I see how far apart the eyes were, and I don't really like it. Here's Carton Greenbrier, but I don't really like him. And here's some attempts at eyes and bodies, but they're not really that good. So in this video, I really want to trying to get my drawing better. This drawing I did of Link here, I am actually pretty happy with it, but I really want to try again. This is going to be my reference photo for when I'm going to draw now. I have never really tried to draw a whole body of characters, so this is really going to be a challenge for me. I have to start with drawing like outlines, so I can mostly get it correct. I'm starting here with the shoulders. Looking back at it, I kind of regret starting with the body. I feel like I should have started with the head first. Because here I'm making this body way too small and way too thin. Even though Link is really thin, his clothes kind of makes him look a bit thicker, at least in this picture. But I think what I was trying to do here was like making the body before adding clothes on. Here too I was very disappointed by the arms because they were so distant to the body, they barely connect. Here I am like kind of giving up on the body and trying to make the clothes fit. Here I'm trying to adjust the belts on him without really having to remove the outlines. Here I am finally starting on the heads. I didn't really like how this turned out. My mistake here was that I started from the bottom and up. I think I really should have made the circle and really outlined it before I actually made the heads. Here I was remaking the ear because my first ear was really horrible and I felt like it was way too thin. And here I am switching over to making the hair because I thought it would be more easy to make the face if I already had outlined the hair. But later I ended up regretting this decision because I felt like I had way too small space working in. Now I am going over to the legs. I felt like I was making the torso way too long, even though Link has like a tunic that goes down to his legs. And later I did kind of give up on the legs, but I do believe that I made the legs way too long because of the tunic. I was getting so frustrated with this because no matter what I did, I didn't get the legs right. Here you can see that I gave up on the legs and decided to make the shield, which later I also regretted because it kind of looks like a lemon. I really don't like this outline of the shield. No matter what I did, it's kind of stayed the same. Here I try to erase it and make it a bit longer, which kind of helped, but I still kind of sees it as a lemon. Here I was trying to make the boots, and at first my first attempt was so horrible. I did not know how to make boots. I don't really know how to draw feet either, so it was really a challenge. I thought that the second leg would be easier because then his leg is kind of more to the right, and it's turned out pretty horrible. Um, it's no way around it, and here I got very frustrated and just wanted to erase everything because I thought the torso was way too long, but I think the problem was actually the length of the legs. What I did here was basically that I redid the belts and I kind of made them a bit thicker, made the closing a bit, yeah. I redid the legs, not really understanding that length of the legs was the problem. I really tried to make the boots, but it ended horrible. I could not do it. It was so bad, both of them. I don't really know how to make the feet from the front. Not that the other leg turned out any better, but I completely gave up on it. It was so horrible. Here I basically redid the belts again and made more of an outline of his shirt. Here I went back to his face. I started with the nose, kind of made like a diamond shape to get the outline of the nose. Then I started on the eyes, and I was really happy with my first eye, but the second one was so horrible to make. Like, I tried so many different shapes, but I just couldn't get it the same, and I just really didn't like the the other eye. So I switched to making the mouth and kind of removing the nose. And I was really not happy with how his face looked. And I end up redoing his mouth here. And I was really happy with how his mouth turned out here. And I also redid the eye. And I outlined the eyes with kind of this blackish color. And I was really happy with how it turned out, even though the eyes are kind of different shapes. But I feel like I have to learn how to better make eyes. I'm just going to add a reference photo here again, just so you can see how far off I actually am. But I ended up making his shirt, kind of like outlining it, because he has kind of 3 layers, it seems like. And I wasn't really happy with how his shoulder was, because I felt like it was so detached to his body. I'm going to make it better later, I think. But anyways, I fixed up his hair. I didn't really like how it was colored in, so I just kind of removed it. Here I removed some of the outlines and kind of try to make his body attached to his arms. I was getting more and more happy with how it turned out because, like I've said before, this is really my first drawing of a full body. Even though I have given up on the legs, I am not redoing those. But I started drawing today, so I'm really happy that I managed to do this at least. Here I am actually redoing the belts properly. And I was kind of like racing around on the body because it was very messy. I believe I'm also left-handed, so it kind of gets like smoochy all over. Here I just decided to redo the shield because I wasn't really too happy with the shape. But it didn't really matter because I ended up drawing the exact same shape. I don't really know why, but it happened. And here I was like trying to draw the details on the shield, even though it didn't turn out good at all. But here's like kind of the outline of the shield. My camera died, but it kind of saved you because my first attempt at drawing a sword was awful. I'm not saying it's good now, but it's at least better than what it was. Here I'm going to like fail 1,000 times because I'm not going to get happy with how the shield turned out. Mm, but here I'm just like kind of giving up and not really going for the original shape, but yeah, it turned out like it turned out. I'm not really happy with how the shield details should turn out, but yeah, it is what it is. Here I'll try to put the legs again, but like I said, I gave up. It's not happening. Here I basically try to shade his hat and clothes, but it really turned out by drawing in. So where the green is supposed to be is kind of where the gray I'm drawing now is. Here I'm just using a black pen to draw the outlines of here where stuff is supposed to be, so it's more clear. Anyway, this is basically how the drawing turned out. I'm going to try to draw again, like very frequently, so I can see the progress. I'm going to try to get as good as possible. I'm going to watch many reference videos, and yeah, we can learn together in a way.